This time we sail to Svalbard, where we see around 100 beluga whales and lots of other funny animals. Hello everyone, so it's mid-May here in northern Norway and we are just now waiting for a weather window to sail to Svalbard. It's around 450 nautical miles trip over the Barents Sea and it's going to be a pretty interesting trip because this is quite early in the season to attempt it. The few leisure boats that go to Svalbard, they normally do this trip in July or end of June or something like that, because during that time the weather is better and also, more importantly, there's no ice then, or at least there's less ice or less chance of hitting ice. But we want to go skiing there and we are also collecting some snow samples for research purposes, so we want to leave as early as possible to have as much snow as possible once we get there. So for this trip I'm not going to be alone at any point. Normally I sail solo quite a lot, but this time the conditions are going to be a little bit challenging and it might be necessary to keep ice watch and might be necessary to keep ice watch while anchored and so on, so it's better not to attempt this solo. Not to even mention that this is actually going to be my first real ocean crossing outside of the Baltic Sea, which is not really a sea but more like a lake. So we are going to be 4 persons on board and my friends are already here. They are currently off to do the last provisioning and I just checked the latest ice charts and there's a bit of ice on the direct route between us and Svalbard. So we have to do a bit of extra sailing, make like a bit of a curve to get around it. So probably it's going to be around 500 to 550 nautical miles from here to Longyearbyen in Svalbard. And it's only open drift ice that is on our way. But on open sea we don't really want to run into any kind of ice, because hitting even a small bit of ice when you're doing 5 or 6 knots, it might be pretty bad in a fiberglass boat like this. So we rather keep a big gap between us and all the possible ice. Here above me there's actually a planning chart, a very professional chart that Henry, my friend, he just made it for us. We've marked down the entrance coordinates to the fjords and also for Bjørnøya, which is a small uninhabited island between Svalbard and Norway. And normally I only sail with digital charts and I have digital charts on multiple devices as backups, but I just now realized that it would have been great to have a large scale chart, a paper chart for this and for general planning. You know, if you are in the middle of the sea and something happens, then it would be easier to do like dead reckoning and stuff like that with a paper chart. Anyway, on this trip we actually have a more professional videographer with us, namely my friend Iiro, and he's going to make a separate documentary style film afterwards, and I won't be using any of his footage here, so you won't be seeing any of the professional footage. It's just my stuff that I'm taking. For now it's nice to have like someone else doing all the hard work with videoing all of this, and yeah, this time I actually won't be concentrating that much on taking footage, but I'll capture at least something to show to you guys. So yeah, for now it looks like we are leaving probably tomorrow afternoon and it should be about 4 or 5 days and we should be in Svalbard. Let's go. We left at the tail end of a gale and unsurprisingly a couple of us got seasick, myself included. The going was rough for a day, but then the weather got better and we were joined by what I believe were white-beaked dolphins. Suddenly it was dead calm and hundreds of fulmars started following our boat. But this was only the beginning of the wildlife show that we were about to experience. No joo, nyt on kyllä aikamoinen spektaakkeli käynnissä. These beluga whales were feeding along the ice edge, and I counted over 100 of them in one of my drone shots. As I already told you, I wasn't going to take much action footage on this trip, but fortunately one of my crew members, Taneli, compiled this next video. Thanks, Taneli.